Hey guys, it's Tricia Carr. I have new exciting things going on with my Mystic Arts Academy. You can now subscribe to receive all of the live monthly content for about a third of the investment of a single class. Included are at least one downloadable guided meditation per month, 2 live events ranging from classes, channeled messages, group readings, intuitive development guidance, Q&A sessions, and tons of community. You'll also have access to a private Facebook community for fellowship and support, and this space is kept super sacred and high vibrational. Your subscription gives you access to the whole library of classes and live events, which are on a vast array of topics. All events are offered online by Zoom video call, and many are also offered live in person at my studio here in Los Angeles. Subscribing to the Mystic Arts Academy is also a way for you to support the Charmed Life podcast and engage on a deeper level. I'm offering the subscription at a super low rate of $22 a month. Joining now locks in this rate for as long as you're subscribed. Click on the description of this episode or go to my website, triciacarcharm.com, and click on Mystic Arts Academy. I look forward to connecting. Hey everyone, before this episode starts, I just wanted to tell you, as this is the last episode of this series I've been doing on 29 days of lunar phase, I'm beginning a new series. It's not necessarily going to be the same length. It's going to be on a different topic, and I'm going to let it be a surprise. But I would love for you to come back and check it out tomorrow because it's going to be a blast. So thank you so much and enjoy this episode. Hi everyone, it's Tricia Carr. Welcome to this mini episode of Charmed Life, and for the 29th phase of my 29 days of lunar phasing. This is the 29th day of me charting the lunar cycle the whole time. It's been really awesome. If you are just joining me, I have a regular full-length podcast, and it is every Sunday. It's released every Sunday at noon. It's live streamed, and then it's just released on the podcast. So you can watch it as a video or you can listen to it as a podcast. And those full-length episodes, I am often interviewing a guest expert. As a matter of fact, the one that was just released this morning was this really awesome person named Rhoda Shapiro, who is a Tantra educator and an author. And we had so much fun talking about Kundalini and Tantra, and it was really awesome. Anyway, so catch that episode. Those are like 50 minutes to an hour. Sometimes I do a full-length episode on my own teaching something. But I am now doing daily episodes, and I've been doing a series for the last 29 days, charting a lunar cycle. Most of the time keeping it evergreen, but really reading the current energies as a marker for what it is like to work with the lunar energies for manifestation. And so here we are. So lunar cycles are about 28 and a half days, so that's why I made it 29 days. Tomorrow is the new moon, so we are at just the tiniest little sliver of a waning crescent. By the time you listen to this, it could potentially be the new moon, depending on where you are, of course, and when you listen to this. And as I am recording this, it's maybe 1 or 2% of illumination of the moon to the earth. So we are about to have the dark side of the moon. That's the new moon fully facing source energy, fully facing the sun, and not shining her illumination to the moon because she is being charged up. And so the energy of this sort of cusp type of energy, this cusp phase between moving from the waning crescent of the very last residual of this previous phase of manifestation to the next one, where tomorrow you begin to set your intentions, or even maybe now, if you've actually crossed over to that new moon energy. Now you would be, with this new moon, setting intentions. And what is carrying you across, what the moon tells me today, what is carrying us from this previous manifestation cycle, this last sliver of illumination, to the dark, where we go back to source, is the practice of prayer. So let's talk about prayer. Some people may have a background in religion, and as a kid with conditioning and maybe even in their young adulthood, prayer was given to them in the context of having been owned by some other person or ideology or, dogma, something dogmatic, and that the dogma told you what prayer is and that it means something that is not yours. Or perhaps people have the idea of prayer being a begging of God or some outside source for things that you need. And then prayer can also just be thought of as completely religious. Well, I'm not religious anymore. I'm spiritual. I'm into metaphysics and mysticism. And, maybe I am interested in some Eastern philosophical spiritual practices or whatever, consciousness seeking. And prayer doesn't fit into that model because that belongs to religion. Well, you can use a different word than prayer if you like, but I think prayer is still a really amazing concept. There isn't another word that can encompass as much of the technology, and I mean that to use that intentionally, prayer as a technology and what it can encompass as a mechanism, because it can encompass affirmations, it can encompass energy healing, energy tuning. It encompasses neuroplasticity and manipulating and working with fresh energies in the physical instrument of your brain. It works with reconfiguring your mindset, and the quantum mind that you are creating in this experience. Prayer is communion, inner communion, communion with the source, communion with the pure essence of what you really are, metaphysically, before the physical form, and also as the physical form. Prayer is this intentional technology, this practice that brings you into the now, the whole I am. The I am, and going in through your I am and seizing it with your nowness and stating it and identifying to it and activating it. This is how I see prayer as a tool, as a really broad encompassing tool. Now, to address that perspective that people may think that prayer is a supplication, a begging of an outside resource for things that you desperately need, all of that, we're walking around doing that already. That's just conditioning. We already have a problem with that business. So that isn't prayer. That is reinforcing a mindset of separation and victimhood, possibly. And prayer isn't about asking. Prayer is about affirming. Prayer is about calling into your existence, calling into your frequency, the alignment that you truly are, bringing your awareness to it. It is having a conversation with source energy, your source, your inner being, whatever it is, to say, remind me of what I really am. Put me in that absolute vibration now. I call it in. And when I say put me in it, I'm talking to me, and I say, I am this. This is what I am. It is the relishing of the energy that you truly are. It is the celebration of it. It is the exciting welcoming in of those energies, those higher energies, and allowing them to flood all of your being, mind, body, and spirit, soul, emotion, feeling, thinking, willpower, all of it, flooding all of it and coalescing and integrating all of it. That's what prayer is. Prayer is celebrating this experience by aligning to it, by saying yes to it. I heard someone yesterday, his name is Preston Smiles, saying that God is a yes button. Creator energy is yes. Creator energy is saying yes to it, is affirming. I am is what prayer is. Now, I'm not saying in prayer you have to only say I am, but that is the underarching, the overarching, it is the encompassing energy, is you aligning to your I am-ness and the one I am. That's what prayer is. And to be a walking prayer, each step that I take, I am. Each step that I take, I am. Each breath that I breathe, I am. And there is nothing that needs to follow that. And then, in the Old Testament, it says that God's name is I am that I am. And that's what your name is. That's who you really are. When people have these experiences of ego death, because they get to the purity of their I am, and they get to the purity of prayer, of existing as a prayer. That's what you are. That's what I am. You are God's prayer. You are the prayer, communion, the emittance of source energy, of prime creator. You are the flowing out of the expression. You are the prayer of God. And so when you align in prayer, you align with what you really are, which is God's ability to love. Source didn't know itself. It wasn't a self. Source was pure consciousness and therefore was everything and nothing at once. And in order to experience itself, it expressed, it thought, it felt, it created something in that expressing, in that becoming something that could be observed. It was you. And that's when the Bible says, in the beginning, the Word was God and the Word was with God. The Word, the expression of source energy, the prayer is you. And when you pray in the energy of affirmation of I am, then you align to your true essence. And so this energy, this sacred, deep communion of prayer, however you do it, whatever words you say, or whether you say them aloud or quietly, whether it is in toning or if it is in just the quiet repose, if it's between your meditation, if it's when you're walking about, if it's something that is along the lines of use me in love and asking yourself, asking God, asking source energy, asking the universe to allow yourself to be used, to be utilized for love, as the prayer of the one energy. However you do it, when you're aligning with your I am energy, this is how you are in the perfect flow of your divine directive from your soul essence. This is your manifestation process. The manifestation then is not even needed. This is why, when I say you're making a supplication to something outside of you about something you need, meaning you recognize you don't have it. When you are so fully aligned with your I am, the manifestation, the thing that comes out of it is just a trinket because you're already complete. So I invite you to have a moment of prayer. This whole episode has been a prayer. And I invite you to have prayer and allow yourself to be a walking prayer, whatever that means for you. And this you can carry into your new intentions, because as you set your new intentions, you go deep within. And you stand before that yes button, and that yes button says, so what do you have? Because whatever you have is from my heart to you. I see my heart because of you. And so that's what you take into your intention setting time, to find the depths of those divine directives, of that beauty that only you can create, that life that can only be you. And so I pray over this experience at this time, opening up this sacred moment, this now, blessing all that has been created as we spent time charting this lunar cycle, blessing this very moment, bringing in those past experiences into this now, the growth, the creation, blessing the future creations, for all of it is expanding just from this single moment, and all of it is just a different perspective of this one moment. And as I enter deeply into this moment of prayer, I affirm that I am one with each and all of the light who connect with this, and that we together come into the one essence and expand into a blessing that cannot be contained. Thus was the first point of creation, a blessing that welled up inside of source energy that it had to create and become us, to become the I am, that each and every one of us claim our piece of the I am with the affirmation of I am. And with so much gratitude and appreciation, so much appreciation, I send blessings by affirming that I am a blessing. And I allow this blessing to fill my vessel, my being, this stream of life, of light that comes from my higher self, that comes from the source energy, the prime creator, and all the way down out into this experience of being physical and being matter. And may it explode and connect with each and every one who would fall upon this energy, whose energy co-creates this. And feeling and bringing deep awareness to this appreciation at this moment. I thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I love you, whoever you are. Hey everyone, it's Tricia Carr. I'm really excited because it is the time of the year for me to offer my Animal Communication Comprehensive Program live online. Whether you are interested in the profession or if you would like to connect more deeply with your own animal family members, having an understanding of this form of telepathy will enhance your life and all of your other intuitive gifts. About once per year, I offer this program live, and that time is now. It is starting in December of 2019, and this particular live program has some bonus time added in. So the way this program works is it is delivered live online, and we also have a private study group of a beautiful community of like-hearted animal and nature lovers. Go ahead and check it out. The link is in the description, and I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for your love of animals, for your love of our planet, and for shining your light on our beautiful world.